Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and tonight's a huge milestone for me. I am celebrating episode 200 this evening. So just a quick little, recap. I launched the show in August of 2020, and this has been such a journey. I've interviewed so many incredible musicians, and this is such a huge monumental show for me tonight. So episode 200, thank you guys for sharing this milestone with me. Tonight, I have incredible powerhouse singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, Allie McIntosh joining me on the show. She's demonstrated a musical creativity well beyond her age of 17. She has been mentored by music industry veterans Robin Thicke and Stevie Mackey. Allie's recent single, Love is Love, was released in June, and I'm so very excited to have Allie on episode 200 of my show. And thank you guys if you're new here. Thank you for supporting my show, and thank you for supporting incredible musicians just like Allie. So I'm gonna pin her comment. Allie, let me pin your comment really quick, and then you're coming in. Hi, Allie, how are you?
I'm good, how are you? Wait, let me get this turned around quick. Here. There we go.
Of course. Hi, Allie.
Hello.
How are you? How's your weekend going?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I'm so very excited to have you on my show. I mean, you've had such an incredible musical journey, and you're only 17. I love the talent, like just your videos and the perfect pitch and the, just everything that I've seen on social media. I'm just like, who is this girl? She needs to come on my show. So I'm so happy we're doing this.
Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So let's start at the very beginning of your life. You've been playing music since the age of 4 years old, and you've mastered quite a few different instruments. Can you share with us your passion for music and how it started?
Yeah. So actually, it's kind of a funny story. The first time my mom thought that I should be put into music lessons was when I was at my grandma's house, and I was like banging on her piano, and I was just like hitting random chords, and my mom was like, wait a minute, this isn't quite right. Why is a 3-year-old hitting random chords on a piano?
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay, we're gonna put her in music lessons. So that's how I was enrolled into my music school in McPhail, which I just graduated from this year. And yeah, that's how it all started. That's how it all started.
So you just started playing chords just randomly. It was like the music was coming to you, and you just play these chords. Your mom's like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
I love that. I feel like for that to happen at such a young age is incredible.
Thank you.
So you're a multi-instrumentalist. Can you talk about what instrument you feel most connected to emotionally?
Oh my. I'm gonna have to pick the piano.
Yeah.
And that might be because it's my first instrument and it's the one I'm the most advanced at technically, but I just love it. My favorite classical pieces are created on the piano. I do all of my songwriting at the piano, so I love the violin and I love the viola, but it's kind of like that first love syndrome, so.
Yeah. I love that. So you're so very connected with the piano. Can you talk to us about some of the songs that you played way back then that maybe spoke to you, that you're just like, this classical piece is my favorite, or this specific, I mean, I know it's hard to choose because there's so much music that you've played over the years classically, as well as your originals, as well as covers, but are there any specific pieces that stand out to you that you just enjoy playing a lot of?
I am the biggest Chopin enthusiast probably in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I love Chopin so much. And so his etudes are literally my favorite works. He has one called Aeolian Harp, and literally this song inspired me to write an entire musical. Okay, like I'm not kidding, like a whole musical, like with a script. It's called Aeolian Harp. Some of my songs are actually, there's this one video of me in like a red shirt, and I call it my most iconic video because it's like a fan favorite, and that song is literally from that Aeolian Harp musical. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I literally just listened to the piece, created a story in my head, and I'm like, we're turning this into a musical right now.
Amazing. I love that music can have such an impact on your life like that, and you're just such a huge fan of Chopin. So okay, let's be really honest here. If Chopin was sitting on that piano bench next to you, what would you say to him?
I don't know if I would say, I would just be like hugging this man. I don't know. I'd just be like, wait, what inspired all these pieces?
Yeah.
Like, are you like me? Were you like write from emotion, or did you just hear a melody, or like, are these emotionally inspired pieces? Because like Iole and Harp, it feels like a love song to me, like without lyrics. And like, I want to know, like, I want all the tea.
You're like, I love these songs. I love everything about you. So please give me what you are feeling in these moments, because emotion is usually like, it's usually helps write the best music out there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like you have to have a strong emotion, sadness, happiness, anger, whatever the emotion is, and then that's when the best music will come out.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So how has your classical background influenced your songwriting and your approach to music?
Well, because of my classical training, I understand music theory really fluently.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that I'm fluent in English and music.
Yeah.
So anyway, knowing all of that sort of stuff can really help with songwriting, because it can make the process go a lot faster. Not saying that you have to know music theory to songwrite at all. I'm just saying that sometimes I feel like I can really draw on that experience and incorporate it into modern music, because it almost creates like, I don't know, like a whole new aspect of it.
Right.
So like, if I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound quite right, or if I'm recording harmonies or something, I'm like, okay, I know what triad exactly I'm going to use, or I know exactly what chord progression would sound good here. It should be a dominant seventh and a diminished this, you know, it's just, it helps a lot. For me anyway. And I'd say when I'm songwriting, I have a pretty technical mind. So sometimes I'll be in the studio with somebody and they'll be like, a dominant what? And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. You call it something different. Because of my classical background, it's taught to me as a dominant seven.
Yeah.
So it can be like, it can be a hindrance and it can be a very big help, because I feel like for someone who doesn't have classical training, when I'm working with them, it can be a little bit difficult, because they're like saying like C6 and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I have no idea what that means. And yeah, I just think it's just based on your own experience. For me, I'm glad I was classically trained. Not saying you have to be at all, totally don't, but I think, I don't know, I think it could just help me also write different genres of music. So
because then you approach the songwriting aspect differently. So like for someone who just teaches themselves from YouTube how to play the piano, or a friend teaches them, it's just kind of whatever, but like you have studied this completely thoroughly, and like you said, when you're with somebody who's not classically trained, it's kind of like you're speaking a different language. Like you're kind of like, okay, well, you call it this, but I call it this, and then you kind of that meeting in the minds, like what did you mean by that?
Exactly, yeah, and it definitely goes both ways, because like, okay, I'm trying to think, like, what's that word for like when you're speaking the same language, but maybe like somebody like uses like different terms, like, you know, like northerners and southerners, and it's like,
yeah,
it's the same language. It's just like different. I don't know the word for it.
Because in different aspects of the U.S., people call things different, like different things. Like if you go to the South, they speak a little bit more differently than us. Like, you know, they just have verbiage that maybe we would not use in our everyday life. I also do not know the term for that. I feel like I should, but I know like if you travel the U.S., like depending on where you are, like you're just like, wait, what does that mean? And then you're like, oh, okay, we say it this way.
Yeah,
I'm from.
like soda and pop. Like
soda and pop. Do you say soda or do you say pop?
I say both.
Oh, do you?
I do. Actually, I say soda pop.
You do? Wow. Okay, because I say soda, but I guess it just really depends, like, how you grew up. I don't know a lot of people that say soda pop, but I like that. That's, like, really retro. I like that.
Soda pop. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a perfect example, because, like, I say soda, you say pop, and then it's like, okay, what did you mean by that? Tomato, right? Yeah. So you've had the opportunity to work with accomplished industry veterans like Robin Thicke and Stevie Mackey, as well as participate in prestigious workshops. So how have these experiences shaped your growth as a singer-songwriter?
I think working with those amazing people have really like shaped my identity as a singer and a songwriter. You know, with Robin, he really helped my songwriting grow, pushed me past my limits of what I kind of knew at that point, made me discover new genres that I loved writing and fusions of genres and all that. And it was just a true honor working with him. And with Stevie, he's my vocal coach. I've never been pushed this hard in my life. I've only been working with him for a few months now, but I can assure you, I feel like my voice has grown so much in the past few months.
Yep.
And in a different way than it was before. Because before I was kind of training classically, but now I'm training in like a soulful method, and I feel like that's been very eye-opening for me because I'd never done that before, and it's really kind of a breath of fresh air. So it's like I have classical skills, which are awesome, and now I have this entire new set of soulful singing skills that I didn't really know I could use in that way. So
yeah. I love what you said about the soulful aspect, because when I think of those two industry legends, like I love Robin Thicke. He's amazing. I think his body of work, he's so soulful, and it's just, you hear him and you're like, he gets it. Like he is soul. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Music, like he can sing because he just loves it so much. So how did you end up working with him?
So with Robin, when I was 14. It was a month before I turned 15. He contacted me and my parents because he had seen me on Instagram and was like, this girl is so talented. And funny story, at first we thought he was like lying. Like we thought he had been hacked or something. Like we thought his account was hacked. And so we literally texted Rock Nation, who he's under, and we were like, okay, one of your artists was hacked. Like, you need to fix this. And then the next day he's like, okay, here's my phone number. We'll FaceTime later, you and your parents. And I was like, we FaceTime him, and we were like, oh, okay, this is actually you.
Wow.
So that's how we met Robin.
That's wild. And it's crazy because, you know, going through your Instagram content, I see the originals that you put out. I see you playing the piano classically. Like, you put so much content out, and I love that you do that. You just like remind everybody who you are and all the facets of your personality and the amazing things that you can do. So I love that he reached out to you on Instagram, because you're just like, whoa, wait, what's going on? And then your parents are like, is this real? Are we being scammed? Like, because I'm sure you have some very interesting messages that come through on Instagram. Like, we all get them, right? Like, it's all, like, I mean, they're misspelled, there's not a photo, but like, for this to be an actual message and for him to DM you, I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah, it was insane. I'm honored. I'm still honored. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, like if he saw me, like I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, because then that means other people can see me as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely true.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me about Stevie.
Yes, with Stevie, I actually met him in March. I was invited by a songwriter I've been working with to go to one of his Taco Tuesday nights, which is so much fun, I have to say. And I met him there, and I used my connection with this songwriter who I was working with, and he helped me get connected to Stevie, and then I worked with him vocally, and he was like, okay, yeah, let's work together. And ever since then, he's been my vocal coach. So
nice. That's really cool. So, okay, I know what Taco Tuesday is. I've seen some amazing Taco Tuesday videos. For the people in the chat that are not familiar with Stevie and what Taco Tuesday is, can you talk to me about that? Like give a little clarity behind it?
So Taco Tuesday, it is literally Taco Tuesday because they literally have like a vegan taco truck there. But anyway, there are like a bunch of different singers, some famous, some not famous, but all of them very, very talented, who come to Stevie's house and they sing literally for the entire crowd that's there. And it's almost like karaoke night, but like ramped up, like karaoke night squared. And I mean, I saw some amazing people there who I was just like, I am blown away. Stevie is incredible. He has like probably the most incredible voice I've heard in my life, like no cap. And I like got to see Amber Riley sing there, which is insane because I was like the biggest Glee fan when I was younger, and I was like, this is insane. So I was really honored to be there, and it was very fun.
Yeah. I think it's got to be so cool as a young vocalist to just be like, be a part of it, but then see all these incredible people, some you know, some you don't know, and you're just like, whoa, like it's amazing to just be in the same room with some of those people.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So when Stevie coaches you, talk to us about some of the things that you work through and that you've worked on since your time starting with him.
Absolutely. So one of the big things that I've needed to work on a lot are like my vocal warm-ups and just kind of my technique as a whole. because I was approaching it from a very classical aspect, which is fair since that's kind of what I was raised on, but it's kind of pushing me past those limits, exploring new like ranges of my voice. Like for instance, my chest voice, I've been able to expand how high I can go in my chest voice because of these new methods that he's been teaching me, whereas classical kind of teaches you to expand your head voice. So like stuff like that has been really, really helpful. He's taught me how to sing some certain songs, when to use vibrato, when to not use vibrato, and not make it too operatic, but make it soulful.
Right.
And really just teaching me the ins and outs of how to sing with soul, pop music, R&B. So it's been very, very helpful for me. And I've incorporated it into everything, even like my own songs. Like now when I sing them, I'm like, okay, let's think about where I'm placing these notes, how I'm singing them in chest, mix, head, you know, all of that.
And it's so much more technical, right? Like you were doing things before one way, but with all these things he's told you and taught you, and you're just like, okay, I'm a little bit more aware of like, I need to do this, because he taught me that, and that can help me get to where I need to be. Amazing.
For sure.
So I know you do a lot of live events. Is there a particular show or performance that holds a special place in your heart?
Oh my gosh, I've done so many that I love all of shows, honestly. I always say that it's like a blessing for me to be able to perform live because I feel like people don't necessarily know me very well. Like even if they know me personally, I feel like I'm never like my truest self, like unless I'm performing, like genuinely. Like I feel like my songs are literally my truest, most authentic self as a performer. So every performance for me is like kind of like a therapy session almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I can't choose just one that's special to me because I feel like every single one has contributed to my life in some way and my career. Yeah. I will say there have been some that are really fun. Like I had a headlining show at the Metronome Brewery downtown recently, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun. One of the funnest shows I've done, I think.
Yes. I love what you said about when you perform, you love all of the performances because they help you get to the next point, but also that you're like up there and it's a therapy session. It's got to be so crazy to be up there, right? Pouring your entire whole like spirit and being in front of people you know and people you don't know. Is that, like, do you get stage fright or anything like that, or are you just kind of like up there just like zoned out?
I mean, I can be a little bit nervous before the performance, but usually once I get up there, I'm pretty comfy. It's just kind of like I want to make sure I do well, and I want to like impress these people. I don't want to feel like make them feel like they've wasted their money. But I think that once I get up there, I'm completely comfortable. And I mean, yeah, about what you said about being vulnerable and stuff. There are like songs of mine that genuinely like, you know, there's so I love it because I can make it cryptic and no one knows what I'm talking about except for me, and I'm like I'm still singing. I'm telling you, even if I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I love that. I love that because I think sometimes we hear songs, we're like, oh, Allie meant this. And you're just like, you can switch it up. And it's kind of like your secret. Because I feel like sometimes when someone says like, hey, Allie, this is a song you came out with a couple of years ago, like, tell me about it. And like, you don't actually have to tell people what it's about. Like, you could just kind of like skirt your way around it and just a very vulnerable side of you that you're letting all these people into this part of your life. You know what I mean?
True. You know, sometimes, usually, like, at least with my, like, close family and stuff, I'll reveal the true meaning of songs, but sometimes I don't want to, and then I'm just like, oh, it's about this, and it's a complete lie.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I don't want to be honest about, like, what this song is about, because, yeah, it's got to be very personal. Like, you think of, like, a journal that maybe nobody ever sees, and you're like, but I'm in front of you singing this song that's very near and dear to me.
Right.
Yeah. So in June, you performed at the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame in DC. Such a huge honor. Can you tell us a little bit more about that event?
It was amazing. I felt like, I don't know, everyone was dressed so nice, and it was such a beautiful aesthetic, and I met so many talented women there and so many amazing people, and I was honored to perform along so many amazing artists like myself.
Yeah.
And it was a great night. It felt like I was like at a ball or something, like straight out of a fairy tale. I was dressed in a big teal dress,
yes.
You know, ball gown,
yeah.
and, you know, everyone was dressed to the like T, and it was like black tie, and I just loved it. It was just glam. It was amazing. It was an honor to perform there and meet all of the wonderful inductees.
Yeah. And it's got to be so empowering as a young female musician. And you're like, oh my gosh, all these amazing women here have accomplished so much. And I'm so grateful and blessed to be in the same room with them. And then to even connect with them and talk to them. That's cool.
Absolutely. Yes. I got to talk to, I think, all of them pretty much and take pictures with a bunch of them and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah. And then you can learn from them as well, because you're just like, hey, this is what I'm going through. And I know you probably went through something similar, and to just kind of, you know, like form a bond with these strong females.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how do you maintain and develop your voice?
Okay. So maintenance. Well, all of the above, but maintenance for me is very important.
Yeah.
So I'm the kind of person who I'd like to make sure I don't wear myself out. You know, I'm scared of getting vocal notes, stuff like that. So contrary to popular belief, this is not, my voice is the only instrument where I've never felt the pressure or the need to practice every single day to improve.
Yeah.
With piano, violin, you know, you practice an hour a day. That's just how you get better. It's kind of a thing. Even every other day, you know. But with my voice, it's like, I try to practice like at least a few times a week, thoroughly, you know, warm up. I'm always singing because I'm always just like humming something, you know, but with my warm ups and stuff, I do it at least a few times a week, but I don't overdo it because I don't want to get tired, because unfortunately the voice is a human instrument. It's not made of wood. It's not replaceable. You only get one, and I would rather play it safe than sorry. So I try and be technical, and I try to be demanding with myself when I sing. But when I'm tired, I do not push myself. That's like one of the biggest like pieces of advice I could give to any singer who needs that kind of advice, at least in my opinion, because I remember being younger and in like a musical at school, and I was exhausted because I pushed my voice too hard, and it was a nightmare. Awful. Never again. But yeah, so I'd say that, and I just say be consistent, or at least that's what I try to do. You know, do the same warm-ups for a week or 2 weeks or so, and try to go higher every day. You know, push yourself with your songs, and try to make sure that when you sing it, try and do it right the first time. That's what I'm gonna say. Always try and do it right the first time. Give it your best from the very beginning, so you don't have to redo it, because that's how you get tired. Yeah. Even with piano and violin and stuff, you always want to just try and do your best the very first time, because I see no point in half doing it, and then later on you have to redo it. Yeah,
I like what you said about putting 150% in. Like, just go for it the first time, because if you have to do 3 or 4 takes because you only gave a little bit, like, I love that. That's really great advice.
Thank you.
Do you have any like warm-ups or like habits you'd like to share about like taking care of your voice?
I'm actually going to share my least favorite warm-up with you.
Okay. So,
it's the worst. I learned it from Stevie, my vocal coach, and it's just very difficult. It's difficult, but it helps you so much with like your vocal agility. Yeah. It's fast, and you have to go fifths, and it's just hard. But yeah, I have like a series of warm-ups that I just rotate through, and I do every time. And yeah, that's just one of my favorites. Well, my least favorite, but also my favorite for like improvement.
Yeah. Wait, so why is it your least favorite?
Because it's hard. It's tiring. You get lightheaded after a few times.
It pushes you to be better, though.
Yes, it definitely does. And that's what's important. That's the point of warming up. You should, you know, Stevie told me something. He said that you should always do the hard part during your warm-up. Singing the songs is the easy part. The warm-up could be the most vigorous and the most difficult part of practice. And I have listened to that. And so it's my least favorite part of practice, but I've improved a lot because of it.
I love that, though. You got to practice hard, and then this singing is the easy part. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So in April, you actually went to Paris for the very first time. I saw photos, and I was like, first off, you look like a model out there. Like, you're just like posing, and I'm just like, this is so cool. So can you talk to me about that trip?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I mean, it was definitely just relaxation. It was vacation. I took a break from Minnesota, which at that point was probably still cold.
Yeah.
But it was a dream. I got to see the Eiffel Tower. I got to wake up every day and go downstairs at the hotel and eat a continental breakfast, which I still miss with my entire soul. The croissants were so good. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, walking around, seeing the sights, meeting people. I actually took French for 4 years in high school, so I got to test out my skills. It went decent. But yeah, it was a great trip. I had so much fun, really.
Yeah. So was that like the best croissant you ever had in your life in France?
It was insane. I'm like not even kidding. Like the dessert there, it's delicious. It's sweet. Anyone who knows me knows I love dessert. And so I was like having a great time, but it's so light and fluffy and you could just eat like a whole like house full of croissants. I feel like I could anyway.
Tell me about some of the desserts you had over there.
Okay. My favorite had to be like this strawberry like creme fraiche. Creme fraiche, I think so. And it was absolutely to die for. It's like this strawberry light cake, but like fruity and just delicious, spongy.
Oh,
just good. So good.
Sounds so good. You're probably like, I wish I could have some of those desserts right now.
I'm literally like watering at the mouth.
Oh, like now I need dessert. And I was like, I'm not close to Paris. So did that trip inspire any new songs or musical ideas for you?
So yeah, actually, one day when I was coming back from one of the restaurants, I think it was the last night we were there was a song that popped into my head. It's one of my favorite new songs that I've written recently. I actually have a video on my Instagram feed, and it was like a step-by-step of how I wrote it. It's called Illegal, and I have like the entire like writing process down on my Insta feed. So if you want to check that out, that's the song I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I wrote that song when I was in Paris, and I just love that song. So I'm like, okay, this is Paris's song. Like this is the Paris inspired song. Oh,
love it. So I feel like another trip to Paris needs to happen to get like more inspiration, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think I just need to take a whole tour all through Europe. Italy, France, Spain, Norway, like the whole everything.
Yeah, you gotta take like 4 months and just like do it up. It's really easy to travel over there and hit up all the countries, eat a lot of good food, and then come back, and then like all that inspiration just flows.
Yes, absolutely.
So how do you think travel and exposure to different cultures impact you as a musician?
Well, I think I listen to a lot of music I don't just listen to like American music. So I think listening to different genres of music in different languages, different styles, all that has impacted my writing. And I feel like I've expanded how many genres I can write because of it.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that traveling to different places has helped me understand different people across the world because, you know, like we're all just people. So it's like, I hate it. I hate like the barriers and stuff, but I have decided that, you know, my music is going to be for everyone. I do not care. Like I love all music.
Yeah.
It's all amazing.
Yeah. Did you listen to any kind of specific music while you were over there?
I listened to some of my favorite French songs, like Copines by Aya Nakamura or Juste un instant. I love that song. So there are a lot.
Love it, love it, love it. So your latest single, Love is Love, was released in June. It's phenomenal. Can you tell us the story behind this song?
Sure. Okay. So I am of the opinion, and of the very strong opinion that everyone deserves love, and I do not believe in any prejudice, like homophobia, no. Racism, no. Sexism, no. Like I hate it. Like I think I don't understand. People should be able to love who they love, okay? I literally am very okay. Anyway. That's what this came from. I'm sorry, I'm passionate about this, okay? I'm passionate about it. So, yeah. Actually, I first started thinking about the lyrics for this song when I was talking to one of my very best friends at school, kind of about this very thing. We were having a pretty deep conversation about it, and it just stayed on my mind for a long time. So shortly after, me and my family ended up going to Boston to visit my sister because she lives in Boston. And I saw a t-shirt in the window of Target, and it said "Love is Love." And I'm like, I should definitely write a song about this. And this was in 9th grade. So this song is old. It really is. I just updated it because I was like, you know what? Now's the time to update it and redo the production on it and share it with the world. So I just redid it, but that's how it started. I had a conversation with my friend, saw it on a t-shirt. We went into Target, and actually want to know something funny. I like had this really good melody for it in my head, and I was like, "Love is love." And I was like, "Mom, can I record this on your phone?" And she was like, "No." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went over to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, please, 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 I have such a good melody. I don't want to forget it." He's like, "Fine." So if it was not for my dad, it would not exist.
Thank you, Dad. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Also,
anyway, that's the story behind that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I just also love your passion for this as well. I feel like being a musician, right? You put yourself out there, you're very vulnerable, but I love that you're just like, love is love, love whoever you want, no hate, just love, 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 love. That's all it needs to be. Like, it should just, I mean, I feel like everybody should know this. Unfortunately, they don't, but I just love that you're very strong, like you're strong in your, you know, your stance with this. And like, I feel like everybody needs to hear the song because love is love. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you do, just like, let's all lead with love because the world is a better place, right? Like, this song needs to be everywhere. It needs to be playing in Target while we're buying that shirt. You know what I mean?
Yes, buy the t-shirt and play the song.
Or just like stand in front of the store with the t-shirt on and just like sing it in Target.
Absolutely. Just burst into Target and have the loudspeaker going. The cashiers can join in. Absolutely.
I love it. It's like a little mini Target concert.
Yes.
So how is Love is Love different from some of your other songs that you've released?
For sure. Well, I think the message in that one is probably one of the most important messages I've written about.
Yeah.
So emotionally, it's very like different in that way, you know, than just a simple love song. I feel like it's more complex than that.
Right.
But musically, okay, this is really interesting. And it's written in the key of C sharp major. I don't write in this key very often. It's very rare, even though it's one of my favorite keys. So it's also unique to me in that way. And I feel like it has such a pretty chord progression. And I think it's just so special. And I don't usually do like a synth piano interlude for the post-chorus, but that happened. And I love it because I feel like music is the universal language, and talking about love is love and including everybody in the world. And it's like that section of the song, there are no lyrics. So it's just like everyone's just feeling the music, right? You know, and can believe what they want and feel what they want to that section of the song. So it's actually emotional. I feel like it's the most emotional part of the song. So yeah, that's a little bit about how I think that one's a little unique compared to some of the others I've written. Yeah.
Right, because they listen to what you said and then they internalize it and they're like, okay, so what does that mean to me? Like, and everybody can have different interpretations of certain lyrics, right?
Absolutely, of course.
So when you're not writing and performing and doing music, what are some of your other hobbies outside of music?
Oh, okay, let's see. Well, I love writing, like, okay, not writing songwriting, but like writing like books. So I do that. I'm currently working on like a novel right now, and my sister, she is getting her PhD in rhetoric. And so I like sent it to her and she's like, oh, this is actually really good. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm a good writer. Yeah. I am a good writer. If my sister who's getting a PhD in something language related thinks that I'm a good writer, I'm a good writer. And I write poetry. I play a ton of video games. Zelda's my absolute favorite. I'm a Nintendo girl at heart. Yeah. I love anime. I watch a ton of anime. And I love dancing. I've actually choreographed to a few of my songs. I'm really getting into that these days, choreographing. So like some of my songs. I just finished up the choreography for one of my songs. It's not out yet, but like, okay, this is really fun. And I love exercise. I love working out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on that. I love lifting weights. I love doing cardio. I love being active. So I do a lot of that as well.
Yeah. I feel like you have such a full life and you have so many like different interests outside of music.
I do. And I also love my family.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing for me. Family's very big. I have 4 nieces, 2 nephews, 3 wonderful siblings, wonderful in-laws, and 2 great parents, my wonderful aunts, my wonderful uncles, the list. I have a huge family, so I just love spending time with family.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That is so amazing. So I want to come back to exercise. Are there any kind of like exercise things you like to do? Like, do you go to classes, or are there like certain things, like do you like to run or do yoga or anything like that?
So I'm really big on, my favorite kind of exercise to do is lifting weights. It's my absolute favorite. Legs in particular, I like to brag, and the leg press, where you press the pad back, and like I can do 405 pounds on that.
What?
Yeah, I maxed out the machine.
No. Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, is there a video of you doing this?
Yes, there is. There is. I posted it on my story like a few weeks back, but I'll have to like.
Oh my gosh, please put it up again, because that is amazing. I mean, I know the exact machine you're talking about, and that, like, I mean, you're pushing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. Yes. So congrats, you just graduated school in June.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much.
Happy it's over with?
Yes. I'm very happy. I'm not even gonna lie. School is great for social reasons for me, but personally, I'm just not the kind of person who likes to be cooped up in a classroom for that long. I get impatient, I get antsy, I can hardly stay still for more than like 10 minutes at a time. So listening to stuff that's not that very interesting, like algebra and like the square root of whatever, I'm not here for it. So I was very glad to be graduating school. And I'm very glad that I got to, walk, have a fun party. My family came home from like where they're scattered all over the country. It was great. It was a great experience.
Yay, congrats. That's such a huge thing. I feel like when you graduate high school, it's like you're finished with one chapter in your life and you're walking into another chapter, and you can, at this point, do whatever you want. Some people travel, some people go to school, some people take the time off. What are your plans for the rest of the summer and for the rest of the year?
Well, for the rest of the summer, the rest of my summer is going to be chill because, first of all, I have a procedure this month. I have to get an endoscopy because the doctors think I'm celiac.
Oh,
so that's going to be fun. So I might never be able to eat dessert again. Bye-bye, Paris. But anyway.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's awful. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing that. We're going to Chicago, me and my mom, because we're going to go see Lollapalooza, which is going to be a ton of fun. And I cannot wait to have that experience as a musician myself and see amazing musicians and artists who I love. And then after that, I'll probably hang out with my high school friends whom I love very dearly because they're all going to college and I'm going to miss them. But yeah, and then I hope to just be working on my musical career throughout the rest of the summer and of course after that too. So yeah, about what I'm doing after this summer. Even if I go to college, I don't know for sure what I'm doing college-wise yet, but even if I do, I'd be taking a gap year anyway because I'm graduating earlier because I'm 17 still. And so this year I'm really just going to focus on music and writing and my career in that field. I have some pretty good opportunities brewing. I can't necessarily talk about them, but they are happening and I'm very excited and I'm going to pursue those and I'm going to work hard and we're going to see where it goes. Yeah.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Thank you.
Wait, so you're actually going to go to Lollapalooza with your mom?
Yes, I am.
This going to be like your first like festival?
Yeah, it is. Not my first concert, but my first festival for sure.
That's going to be so much fun. So like, what made you pick Lala for your first festival?
Well, there are a lot of artists this year that are performing there who I really like. Going back to like liking music from all over the world, there are a bunch of artists who I love from like Korea and Africa. And so like my favorite Korean boy group, TXT, is going to be performing there. So I had to go and see, especially since we're in Minnesota, Chicago's so close. And also Rema, who has one of my favorite songs like of all time, Calm Down, so good, is going to be performing there. So I have to see him, and I'm just excited. There are so many good people who are going to be there.
Yeah. Festivals are so much fun because there's so much packed into that like 3-day thing, and it's exhausting. Like you're just like, oh, but I want to go to this person at 4 o'clock, and then this person's at the main stage at 7:30, and you're just like, I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's exhausting.
Yes, I have no doubt, but we're just gonna persevere through it, you know.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, time to get it together. All that cardio practice is coming into use now. Walking in the hot sun around each performance.
And you're gonna leg press everybody. Like you're gonna like, yep.
I'm gonna
that's what
leg press everyone. Get out my way. I want to get closer to the stage. Just kidding. Okay.
Definitely. That is such a fun mother bonding experience, and you're gonna have this very, very cool 3 days with her, and you can just like do all the fun things.
Yes, absolutely. Girls' weekend.
Yay! So you're constantly posting on your social channels covers and warm-ups and all this really fun content. Can you talk about the importance of maintaining a strong social media presence as a musician?
Yeah. So these days, social media is probably the main way of getting discovered as a musician, which at some point, it can be kind of frustrating because it's hard to go viral. It just is. The algorithm does not like you sometimes, and other times it does. And sometimes it's stuff you don't expect to do as well as what does well, and it's just frustrating. But I would say that it's a great way for organic growth and to grow a fan base of people all over the world, again, because social media connects everybody. And so I'd say that I'm grateful for it as a musician who wants to grow, even if it doesn't always, even if the algorithm is sometimes mean to me. I definitely think it's a very helpful tool when it comes to organic growth as a musician.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things. It's like you want to go viral, you want people to find you. I think the right people will eventually find you and just be like, oh my gosh, like it's so cool. Like she did a cover of this song, and then they find your video. And so it's kind of like, of course, we all want to grow and be viral and stuff. But I mean, Robin found you.
True. Very true.
Like, did he tell you exactly how he found you? Just was it like a?
Yeah. So, he actually saw a video of mine. I can't remember exactly what it was, but then he clicked on it. I was singing in that video that he found. He clicked on it, went to my page, and he saw a video of me playing my one of my favorite Chopin pieces, Winter Wind. Chopin for the win again. And he was like, okay, she's very good pianist. She's a good violinist. She's a good singer-songwriter. I should probably reach out to her and meet with her and her parents. So he did that, and that's how he saw me. Yeah.
Amazing. And that just goes to show that, like, just keep doing what you're doing because you never know who's watching. Like,
that's so true.
Fake. And like, if I was you, I would have definitely thought that was fake as well. And it kind of just reassures you I'm doing the right thing. Like the right people are reaching out to me and seeing the potential in me. So I'm just gonna keep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. So for all the beautiful people watching right now, Allie, that absolutely love you, tell them where they can find you, where they can follow you.
Awesome. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You're probably already following me on Instagram, maybe not, but my Instagram handle is Miss Allie McIntosh. That is MissAllieMcIntosh. That is my TikTok handle as well, and my Facebook. On YouTube, you can just type in my name, Allie McIntosh. I should pop right up. You can also just type my name to Google, and all this should come up on Google. Spotify would be very helpful if you'd stream some of my songs, and follow me on Spotify. I'd be very grateful. Apple Music, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, any of that. Yeah.
Just follow her everywhere. She literally is
everywhere.
People loving you and saying, hey, how can we support you? What advice do you have for your fans?
The biggest way to support an artist is probably just, follow them and maybe show a video to one of your friends, you know, if you think it's cool or something, or send it to your mom, or, you know, I send Instagram reels to my friends all the time just to be like, hey, this person's cool. And then, you know, that's just how you organically grow. And if enough people do it, then there you go.
Definitely. You gotta share music that you love and share Allie's stuff, guys, and give her feedback. She wants to hear it. She wants to be engaged with you guys.
Yes, give me feedback, because sometimes I like don't know what to post. I always try to come up with something, but you know, if you guys want to see a certain thing, or like I've done something in the past that you've liked and you want to see again, let me know, and I will totally listen to that input and do more of that.
Love that. Well, Allie, that's all the time that we have as far as my questions. But guys, stick around because Allie's gonna perform for us.
Yay! Very excited. Yes, we have the light turned on now. So yeah, am I allowed to just like start whenever?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just introduce a song and then just go right into it.
Okay, so this first song is it's the newest thing that I have finished like writing and recording. It's called Vibin. It's very near and dear to my heart, very emotional for me. One of those ones that I'm not going to tell anybody what the meaning of it is. And I hope you just enjoy it and kind of feel the emotions in it. Yeah. Days in my own, and my heart subdued. In my every dream, I can see you, 'cause you're stuck in my head. So it's hard to forget you when I'm still all alone. Feelings can't be shut down. I can't turn my heart and soul around. I know you're not mine, but you're on my mind. I need to forget you, and I have tried. But how can I know something I can't control? You should know that better than anyone. And how can I listen to my heart when your voice keeps coming on in my head? Every word that you ever said, and I can't see me. Your love is forbidden. I know that I'm not healed from the deepest wounds. I was in a scar, like bulletproof. I can feel it in my bones. I'm far away from you, but you're still home. Feelings can't be shut down. Won't you give my heart to call me now? I know you're not mine, but you're on my mind. I need you to get you tonight. But how can I know something I can't control? You should know that better than anyone. How can I listen to my heart when your voice keeps coming on in my head? Every word that you ever said, and I can't see. Your love is forbidden. It's hard for me to take this. It's hard for me to make this right. It's hard for me to take this. It's hard for me to take this. It's hard for me to find this right. It's hard for me to take this. How can I know something I can't control? You should know that better than anyone. And how can I listen to my heart when your voice keeps coming on down in my head? Every word that you ever said, and I can't see your love is forbidden. Ooh.
Woo!
Thank you.
And what was that song called?
Forbidden.
And that has not been released.
No, it is not. Hopefully someday soon.
Oh my gosh, we need to have this out. Was that an Ashley Live exclusive?
It's the first one. It's the first time I've ever showed this song to anyone outside of like my family. So yes, you could definitely say it is.
Yay! Well, thank you so much, especially because it's my 200th episode. So thank you for sharing that with me, because that is such a beautiful song. And guys, please talk to us in the comments and tell Allie we need this song soon. Tell Allie to drop this song.
Thank you.
Amazing. And what's the next one?
Okay, so this next one is also the song that I performed at the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame event, and it's called Agua Paradise. This is like a favorite every show I do. Everyone always loves this song. It's my best friend's favorite, my brother's favorite, you know, one of my dad's favorites, and one of my mom's favorites as well, and everyone just loves this. This is called Agua Paradise. I'm gonna play a little violin intro. We'll see how it goes when I'm sitting down, but yeah. Now we shall begin.
Allie, that was so amazing. I just want to scroll up in this chat because the chat was going off.
Really? Oh, thank you guys.
Oh my gosh, let me just I'm scrolling. Jessica said, this is my favorite every show. Kovan says, amazing. I'm scrolling, guys. There's a lot of comments in here. Tigga Man says, I'll drink to that. Paul says, wow. I mean, people absolutely love that song. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Allie. So, so, so amazing. So, guys, this is the part of the show that if you're live in here with us, because we are also live, if you have questions for Allie, feel free to put them in the comments and she'll answer a couple.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So, Allie, what does success mean to you?
I think it just means being happy with yourself, honestly. I feel like you can't get success from somebody else. Like, somebody can't say to you, you're a success. You have to believe in yourself and believe you're a success yourself. So I think it's when you set a goal for yourself and you reach that goal and you're happy with yourself, that's what I think success is.
I love it. Like, nobody else can define it for you. It's like you have to feel it in your spirit and just be like, this is what success means to me. And it can mean a variety of things to different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Where do you see your career in 5 years?
Honestly, I don't know. I have a goal vision, but it might not be realistic. I would love to be performing, I mean, for big crowds, you know, the American dream or whatever. I would love to be sharing my music with the world. I would love for it to be like a way for people to connect all around the world, listen to my songs and be like, oh, I feel that. I understand what this person's saying and I'm going through something similar, or, oh, I can totally understand what they're saying about love in this way, you know, and have people connect to me in that way and be able to see all those people loving and appreciating my songs. I mean, I already do have people like that, absolutely. Yeah. I would love to share it with as many people as I can. But I'm honestly, I feel like wherever it goes, I'll be okay with it. I'll be happy with it. You know, if I'm more of a songwriter than, you know, a performer in the next 5 years, and I'll be okay with that too. You know, I'm pretty open when it comes to that sort of thing because life is full of unexpectancy, and I think that's one of the best things about it.
And there's so many different lanes you could go, right? You could go specifically into songwriting or piano or singing or there's just the world is your oyster. Like, there's just so much for you because you do so many things, and because so many people do know about you, you're getting all these incredible opportunities. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. This is so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to see some questions in here. Hold on a second. I'm just scrolling up. Okay, hold on. When is your next song release?
I honestly don't know. I'm so sorry. I hope it's sometime soon. I've been wanting to release some stuff. I have a feeling that I'll be releasing some stuff for you guys in fall at the very latest, like November. I'm going to hope and try to get some stuff out in September if that's at all possible, you know, but with production and mixing and mastering, it can be so erratic with the timing, but definitely this fall. Definitely fall.
Jessica says, I just took my daughter to see Beyonce, and her dad asked who was better, Miss Allie or Beyonce. And no hesitation, she said Allie.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, it's a huge compliment. And Second of all, Beyonce's a queen, so yeah. I'm still working my way up the ladder, but thank you so much. It means a lot.
What a comment. Thank you for saying that. Patricia says, who has had the greatest impact on you personally or musically?
My mom. My mom, just in general, as me. She is me. I am her. Yeah. We are the same person. My mom is literally my best friend, so I would say definitely her, 100%.
And you're gonna have this incredible bonding experience at Lala.
Absolutely. We're always bonding, and now we'll just get to do it on vacation.
Yeah, it's like vacation and music and fun and just like, it's just gonna be so much fun. Love it. Let me see. Jordan says, is there anything you aren't good at?
Oh my God. I'm not good at, let's see. I'm not good at eating spicy food.
Really?
Okay. Jordan's my big brother, so he's just saying that to get on my nerves.
Okay.
And I'm saying spicy food because he's obsessed with like buffalo wings, and so I'm telling him right now that I will never appreciate spicy food.
Allie, well, that's all the time that we have for this evening, but do you have any final words for the room?
Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate you following me and supporting me on this journey, and I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I hope you guys enjoyed the performance, and thank you so much to Ashley for having me. It's been an honor, and I'm so honored to be here on your 200th,
yes!
200th, is that? Yeah, your second 100th anniversary, which is insane, so thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, I am so honored to have you on my show. This was so much fun. I'm so happy that we were able to do this interview and have so much fun, and just I appreciate your vulnerability and just you know, I just think you're such an incredible musician. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you and see all the covers and originals and live performances, and I'm like very excited to see what you're going to do next, because I just know that there's so much possibility out there for you, and you deserve the world.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're so very welcome. So guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Allie on all streaming platforms. She listed them all earlier: Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. She is everywhere. Are you going to be doing any live shows in the next couple months?
Yes, I'm actually going to be performing at a festival in the end of August, and I will put more information about it on my page for sure. So please tune into that if you guys are close, or if you just want to come, please attend. It's going to be a great show.
And is it in Minneapolis?
It's actually going to be in Bloomington, which is like, for those of you who might not know Minnesota very well, it's like a suburb of Minneapolis.
Nice. So guys, if you're in the area, or if you just want to take some vacation days off of work, go visit Allie and see her at this incredible festival. So guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Allie, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to my show. This was so much fun. Thank you for celebrating 200 episodes with me. Like, this was such a huge milestone for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, no one better to celebrate such a huge milestone for me than you. And I'm just so very appreciative of your time and your energy and just everything else. And I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. And please come back anytime you want to talk music and you have stuff you want to promote. Like, come on my show anytime you want.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, really.
You're so very welcome. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Allie. And if you're new here and you don't know anything about me, I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibe with Ashley Live. This is my 200th episode. Give us both a follow. Support local musicians. Be nice to each other. Enjoy your weekend. And we will see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.